Hey, how y'all doing today, guys? Today's historic Brawl video is Lord Xander, the Collector. I know I've already done a video on him probably a month ago whenever I started to make these historic Brawl videos. Also, a side note, I noticed that we recently got to 100 subscribers, and I got to say big thanks. Uh, that definitely gives me a lot of motivation to continue to do this, and I'm still enjoying making videos and learning how to do editing and whatnot. I have a couple projects I'm working on too on the side. I'm just kind of waiting to where I feel like they're at a point that I can upload them. Um, Very judgmental on myself. I think that's a good and a bad thing, you know. But once I feel like I'm in a good spot with those videos, I would like to upload them. They're going to be different. They're not going to be on Historic Brawl. So, but they're going to be on basically like anime or manga, my other interests. Uh, just like a little recommendation kind of video, just to try something different, to see if I can, you know, if I do it, the more times or the more you do it, the better you get at it. And I want to keep doing that. I want to branch out the channel to more types of videos and more types of games than just historic brawl. I'm still going to be uploading historic brawl videos, but I do want to do other things too. That way the channel doesn't get stale, or I don't get or bored of the channel itself too. It's more of a, back and forth kind of thing. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for the 100. If we can get the 500, that'd be amazing. Uh, Honestly, I'd like to get the 500 before the end of the year. I noticed that once you get to 500 subscribers, you unlock a couple little new features for your channel, like the ability to make posts. That would be really beneficial, because when it comes to like historic brawl, because I would like to know what commanders people want to see and things like that, and what I could be doing better and that kind of thing. I just can't really do that right now until I get there. So, if we can get there by the end of the year, that'd be awesome. But onto the deck. This is Lord Xander the Collector. Legendary Vampire Demon Noble. I got the cool art for him, of course. When he enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half the cards in their hand, rounded down. When he attacks, the defeating player mills half their library, rounded down. And when he dies, opponent sacrifices half of their non-land permanents they control, rounded down. This is basically just going to be focused on the mill part of him and a little bit of the discard part, but mostly mill. I really like mill decks. This is centered all around that. So to start us off, we have cards like Merfolk Secret Keeper that can mill our opponent for 4 cards. It can also come down as a 0/4 wall, basically. Very good blocker. Of course, we got Ruin Crap in here. Very annoying card once it gets going if it stays around for too long. Uh, we have Maddie Cacophony that can mill half our opponent's deck, and with certain cards in our deck here, we can mill our opponent's whole deck in one turn. We have Manic Scribe that with Lyrium, depending on how many card types you have in our graveyard. At the beginning of each of our opponent's upkeep, we can start milling them for 3 cards. We have Sign and Blood for some card draw for ourselves, Drown and Lock that can counter based off of the amount of cards in our opponent's graveyard. Siphon Insight can let us steal a card, which I've been, from what I've seen in playtesting this, stealing a land's been really useful with this. More so than grabbing like a creature card or something. I mean, this depends on the situation, but it's pretty good if you're missing lands. Soaring Thought Thief can flash in at the opponent's end step and attack in pretty easy. We're not really running any other rogues, so like they won't benefit from the second effect. We have Burvok, or Bruvak. I don't know how to say his name. Like most magic cards, I don't know how to say their names, so it's just whatever I think they think it sounds like. If an opponent would mill 1 or more cards, they mill twice that many cards. So with Madding Cacophony, you could mill your opponent's whole deck that way. Same with Lord Xander's second effect when he attacks in. I've done this a handful of times on swingbacks where opponents forget about this little, combo. It's always kind of fun. I hope we get to do it at least once in the video. Midnight Clock, of course, kind of like an auto include. Adds mana, gives you cards. Teferi's Tutelage. Whenever we draw a card, your opponent discards a card. Whenever we draw a card, your opponent mills 2 cards. So we have a couple draw effects on this deck that can definitely get our opponent to mill a lot in one turn. For example, if we attack in with Ancient Silver Dragon, roll something like a 10, that's 20 cards if the tutelage is on the field. Same with Psychic Corrosion, same kind of card, we just don't draw off of it. Don't Say Please, a counterspell that mills. Tassa's Hideous Laughter is very good. You can get rid of a ton of opponents' cards off the top of their deck, and it exiles too, so you don't have to worry about them coming back. Black Market Connection can get us some treasure, get us some cards, make a blocker if we need to. Want to be kind of careful with it though, because I don't think we really have any life gain in this deck, so got to be mindful of that. Phyrexian Reclamation can get back Lord Xander from the grave by paying 2 life and 2 mana, which is in a way cheaper than continuously putting mana or putting commander tax on them. If we can do that. Asiox Dreamrender. -1, target opponent mills 4 cards, then exile each opponent's graveyard. That's just a really nice ability. Just get rid of anything in our opponent's graveyard. That's great for like these landfall kind of decks like Gitrog. We have Undercover Operative, and I believe we have Spark Double. Yep. So these can copy Lord Xander or another creature we have, just to get another trigger effect or ETB effect. Displacer Kitten can kind of do the same thing. We play any non-creature spell. We can exile a target non-land permanent we control, basically bounce it. Same with Thassa, just to get some extra effects going. We have Sagromancer, that whenever our opponent discards a card, we may gain 3 life. Same when a creature dies. I guess this is going to be our life gain, but it's not gonna. Usually it doesn't stick around long enough to actually do anything, but it can. Fel Spectre can ping our opponent down for 2 whenever our opponent discards a card. Won't happen too often, but it happens once or twice. It's good enough. Yeah, of course we have Tassa in here. It's just a good planeswalker in general. If we can -6 her, which ain't hard to do, we can have our opponent mill the top card of their library until they reveal 3 creature cards. And we can put those cards into the graveyard or onto our battlefield under our control. And the player puts all the other cards into their graveyard. Patient Rebuilding can draw some cards passively. Anytime our opponent mills 3 cards, or at the beginning of our upkeep, our opponent mills 3 cards, then we draw a card for each land card, put it in the graveyard that way. And then we have Time Warp and Crux of Fate. That's some kind of control-y option. Sir Conrad can ping our opponent down a lot in one turn, depending on what we mill. Terragrid can get cards, or we can steal from our opponent's sacrifice effects and discard effects. Asiok Nightmare Muse can make bodies. It's -3 is good. And it's -7 can let us cast 3 spells from exile for no cost, which is nice. We have Nicobolo's Godfarer. Target opponent exiles cards from the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. Until the end of the turn, we may cast a card without paying its mana cost. So, very explosive kind of effect. I mean, it's really hard to get rid of Nicobolus if you don't have like instant removal for him. Once he starts going, it's just kind of over. Ancient Brass Dragon, if we can get it on the field and hit with it, we can take advantage of our opponent's graveyard, because Ancient Brass Dragon does not just grab stuff from our graveyard, it can grab stuff from any graveyard. So that's a pretty fun card. Dreadhound, basically like Sir Conrad, just without the mill effect on it. River's Rebuke's just very nice. And then we have Garuda, that we can bounce a handful of times with cards like Thassa or copy it with Spark Double just to get that mill effect and potentially steal some creature cards. And sometimes we might even hit an Ancient Silver Dragon with it too, which is nice. And yeah, that's about it. Let's get into a few matches and see how this plays. Alright, going up against Raphael. I guess we keep this one. At least we can scry. Gotta be careful because we can make devil tokens for them just by milling. Pretty sure. So we can get a swamp, so definitely grab this. Creature card was put into the graveyard from anywhere, so yeah, we could potentially be making devil tokens for them on accident. So let's go ahead and make a mill 4 more. Getting rid of some annoying cards at least. And Task is pretty good here because her +1 gives attacking creatures a -1 counter, which is usually what devil tokens are, they're 1/1s, so definitely makes it hard for them. We could even ghost form at some point. Secret Keeper can be a good blocker. And they go for Solemn, so their commander's gonna be coming down next turn. Should be fine. Should mean we get like a free Tassa here without no worry. Just gotta keep back these blockers for now. Next turn we'll probably hold back a Soaring Thought Thief as a blocker. Just since they're probably gonna play their commander this turn. Want to be able to get Ghost Form. Actually, we need another swamp to be able to do that. So, I don't know quite yet then. Body Droppers, so I mean, they're getting their stuff going. But I don't think they're going to attack because they can't get over our blockers either way. Alright, get a Navigation Orb. That actually works pretty well because just do this now. So, discard a card, draw 2 cards. Instep, so deals damage, otherwise put in a card. Have you. So take action, put it in the grave. So they can't really attack us easily right now. Spiteful Prankster is good. Does that target planeswalkers? Yes, it does. Alright, so we just gotta block the big ones heal. And to mention, they just put a ton of counters on other creatures. That's gonna kill a little bit of them. So they're probably gonna sack something with Body Dropper. Still not quite enough. So they can just sacrifice another creature if they really want to. And they get another counter, they kill something, they get rid of Tassa, so it doesn't really matter. So I'd rather get rid of Sin Prodder if that's the case. So they're just gonna come back. So we can +1. Play out. Activate Navigation Orb. Grab a swamp. Actually, we need a mountain now I think about it. So grab a mountain and a swamp. Go ahead and put the mountain on the field. Play this tapped. Pass the turn. So they probably should have went ahead and just sacrificed Solemn, the body dropper, draw the card, poked. No, I guess they can just do it when their commander's on the field and they'll get a devil token out of it. So if they have 8 or more cards, they have 10, so Soaring Thought Thief can come in pretty easy. So if he just attacks him with Body Dropper, we can splash in Thought Thief. It's going to get a counter on itself. Forget that Raphael also increases or whatever you want to call it. If they attack him in both, I don't think we can keep Thassa alive. We can get rid of Spiteful Prankster. Actually, no, we can't because it has first strike. So we just block Prankster here then. Play out Soaring Thought Thief. What's up, Thassa? Play out Lord Xander. So if they discard any creature spells, they'll get a devil token here. So no blocks. So we have Nico Bolas. If we get rid of Raphael, we can probably kill him a couple of their tokens. Play Ob Nixilis. It's great for them. I think we still, yeah, we still have Tosso's effect on the field. We don't care about losing life here. Still don't care. Alright. You can get rid of Spiteful Prankster here. So let's block like this. Okay. If they get rid of Lord Xander, they're gonna have to sacrifice some stuff. Still gonna have to sacrifice some stuff. We will take action. Alright, Displacer Kitten's pretty nice. So see if you can't get anything from their deck. Alright, we got basically nothing. Have to do no attacks. I feel like Nico Bolas is like our win con here. We could probably displace our kitten for 4. Nah, we still have enough to do kitten and time warp. We need 9 mana. We can only get about 8 at the most right now. We can discard Spell Pierce. Amazing. Alright, so we're gonna need a time warp and just hope for a River's Rebuke. So they can hit it for 6, 8. Yeah, I mean they pretty much got it either way. Actually, no, because they attacked him with it before giving it Menace. So we still get it. Alright. See what we get. Get a meat hook. What an odd way to win the game. Could I even had paid? So 1, 2, 4, 7. We didn't have a land in our hand. So we paid a 7. So that would have only been 5. We would have got rid of everything but Chaos Baller. Then we would have. No, because we would have sent our mana. So they would have still had Chaos Baller and. I don't. Yeah, they shouldn't have left. They still had Omnixilis on the field. And they would have made a Devil token. They should have. Yeah, and they would have pinged us. They would have done a lot. Yeah. Not to mention Spiteful Prankster would have pinged us for a lot too. Yeah, that's yeah, that sucks for them. Alright. Go up against Marwyn, so Elf deck probably. Crux of Fate would be nice. That'd be a way to get rid of their field. Got some or slow land here, unless we draw into an island. So play out Castle. Next turn, play out Ruined Crab. At least with green, you ain't gotta worry about too much removal. So this might be a good matchup for us. Play out the Swamp. Play out Llanowar Elves. Play out Castle. Or not Castle, but Haunted Ridge. No attacks. Make them at least think that we have a counter spell. Probably play their commander here if they want to be risky. What does this do? Seek an elf card. Mm-hmm. About figures. Right, Sign in Blood is good. Play out another island. So at least we'll be able to play Crux of Fate just fine. We might have to play it next turn because they're going to start snowballing. And doesn't really seem like we're making any headway. Or we might just wait for another turn or two since they're not really hurting us right now. And we got rid of Oracle. That's pretty nice. Alright, cool. So we got Solemn, so we'll play that out. Right now we're just playing like standard mill or historical mill in a way. Okay, so we got our red source, that's fine. Play up Swamp. See, probably go for another blue source here. Get rid of another good elf. No attacks. At least now when we board wipe, we'll draw a card too. Certain decks, like elves, let's say maybe dinosaurs, zombies, if you can just hold on to a board wipe until like they overcommit their board, you're pretty good. Because now they don't have enough mana for even like a what you call it, a heroic intervention. Yep, so now we just board wipe. They might have like a 1 mana indestructible card. Yeah, like that. But we get rid of all their other And then we can play Lord Xander next turn. So we play Lord Xander. Next turn we play Conrad. So I guess they're like some kind of elf artifact decked. Reclamation Sage, just a good card to get rid of. Or something about untapping their lands. Yeah. They got plenty of mana now. Or they will next turn. Yeah, now they can do some stuff. But now they don't have enough to play Labyrinth. Okay. Yeah, because we would have played Sir Conrad, attacked in. Their deck's probably a lot of creatures, given that it's elves. That would have done who knows how much damage. Then they probably wouldn't have been able to get rid of Conrad or Lord Xander easily enough, because they would have been top decking. Then the Dreadhorn would have came down the turn after, and that would have been probably more than enough to kill them. Alright, going up against Garuda. This might be worth keeping due to Black Market and Murderous Rider can get rid of stuff. Counterspell, if we can get another blue source, can help us too. Just counter anything. Right, so go ahead and play Storm Coast. Storm Card Coast. Alright, seems like the standard Garuda deck. So we'll play out an island just in case they have something. Black Market only requires one black source anyways. Alright, so not too much. They might have a counter spell here. That's probably why they kept up land. Maybe not. Okay, so next turn we can go for the full 1, 2, 3, make everything. Got the River's Rebuke if we need it. We can go for Sir Conrad if we want. Or we can just keep out Murder Rider and Brainstorm. So I think that'd probably be the better deal. Also, Counterspell to keep up. Depending on what they play out here, it might be whatever, but I really do want to counter Garuda. Might make them like I have something. Make them think I don't have a counter spell, that I was just holding up a brainstorm. Yeah. Obviously, both of those are kind of I should have blocked. Not paying attention. That's my bad. Put any number of target creature cards from your graveyard on top of your library. Draw a card. Put any number of target creature. That's fine, honestly, because as long as we can. We'll draw a card. It's probably our last time we draw a card. So we can go for Patient Rebuilding. So we go for Command Tower, Patient, keep up, Counterspell. Of course, they counter it. Now we could have countered it if we wanted to. I really don't want them to have Phyrexian Obliterator. We still got options. Alright, we got Ashiok here. No, I lied. We'll draw one more card. It's just not really hitting us hard. So we can go for Sir Conrad here. Yeah. Known Wabajuka Bog. No text. So, I mean, our hand's pretty good right now. It just depends on what happens. It seems like they're probably not hitting their sixth land, or else I felt like they would have already played Garuda. Citizenal cost, it does what? Sacrifice a creature, bring one back. So yeah, sounds like they're digging. Now we just make treasure tokens. Play an island here. Play out Lord Xander. Get rid of half their hand. We gotta be quicker. We gotta start playing more aggressive here before black market kills us. So they get a tap land. We're at 6 life. We have options and whatnot. We can tack in with with everybody here. Make them know half their deck, so Conrad pings them for a lot. They get a flip back to their hand, play it out again. Make a treasure token. Tack in with everybody. Get a ton of Conrad triggers. And we have lethal here. They could have blocked our big boys. Well, I didn't get to see our life total. Good game.